Hi, this is Hamad. So today we are gonna start a new series of videos in which we will go through all of the autopilot related development environment. So first we will start with the software in the loop setup for the autopilot, and then we will move to the simulation setup with Gazebo. That will be without ROS, and then we will also integrate the setup with the ROS. So how you can communicate with the autopilot with the ROS. But for this video, we are focusing on the software in the loop setup only, and then we will move to these further videos, right? So uh, to install the software in the loop, I'm using the Linux environment. This is Ubuntu 20. You can use any other Ubuntu version as well, but for the Gazebo, that will matter that you use the same Ubuntu. Otherwise you will have to do some extra steps. So first of all, if your operating system is new, you might need to install the Git as well to clone the repo. So for my case, I don't need to run these commands. That's totally fine. So the new the main game starts from here. That first you need to clone the repo, the autopilot repo. So for that purpose, let's move to this part. Actually, we need to copy this link. If you have cloned fork the repo in your uh, GitHub, then you can use your own URL. So let's go to the folder where we want to clone. Let's open the terminal here, right? So you need to git clone and then the URL. And the autopilot firmware depends upon many other modules, and they have a long dependencies. So we need to clone all of the sub modules as well. So we need to pass this argument, recursive sub modules, right? So if you don't pass this argument, then it will eventually download it by the further command. So it's better that we run this here, right? So we need to do the recursive sub modules. So let's start the cloning process. Okay, sorry, we need to pass double dash here. Okay, so it's cloning. It will take a few minutes depending upon your internet speed. So let's wait for that. Okay, so once your cloning part is completed, so you will see the repo, the autopilot folder like this here. So we need to move into the autopilot folder, right? So let's see what are the other commands. We need to move into the autopilot folder here, and then we need to run this .sh script. It will download all of the dependencies and the necessary libraries for the autopilot firmware to build. So let's run. Make sure you need to run this script into the autopilot folder. So let's paste it here. The y argument ensure that we select yes before any installation. So let's click on that. You need to pass your password here. Okay, this script also take some time because the list is not so short. So for my case, most of the dependencies are already installed, so it might not take a long time here. Okay, so meanwhile I want to tell you another thing that so sometime when we clone the autopilot repo, it gives some issues. So let me open the main autopilot GitHub page here. So when we clone, we actually copy this URL, that HTTPS clip, the URL. But if you sign in into your GitHub, and then you will see a SSH option here as well. So sometimes the HTTPS URL block in between the cloning process. then in that case you can use the SSH link. The process is same, you just need to replace the URL by the SSH URL you will see here, right? And you are if you face an issue that actually depends upon your SSH cloning process, you can watch any basic tutorial how you can clone the GitHub SSH, right? So because for the autopilot HTTPS make some issues sometimes. Okay, so it is done. We need to write the paths. Actually by this command it will write the paths. Okay, so after this you need to it's better if you can log out and log in back, but for my case that's fine. So after this we need to go into this link, actually build.md. Okay, and here just a moment please. Okay, okay, so the process are again the same, you need to clone everything. So we have already done this. So for now, till now we assume that everything is good and we have all of the necessary libraries and dependencies installed already. So we are good to go with the building process. So first we need to tell the AutoPilot firmware that what type of board we are going to use. So for the board you can see some examples here. This is not the complete list. You know that there are a long list of flight controllers. So in our case this is the CTL actually. So let's go here. We need to, you can also list all of the boards using this command. So let's configure, we need to use the CTL. Okay, so it is configured, and then you need to define what type of vehicle you are going to use. So for our case I will be using the copter for the testing purpose, so I'm going to build for the copter. Okay, so it will take a few seconds or might be a minute to build, depends upon your machine resources. So let's wait unless it builds complete. So you can also use the other vehicle type, whatever you want to use, the plane, rover and other modules as well. Okay, so it is done. So let's try to run this. So to run that you can use the commands given, it will be given in the previous link actually, but I'm gonna run that command, but let's see if we can find the command here. Okay, let's move a little. So that's a different link actually, you can see the links here. So to run the command we need to run the same vehicle console map. That commands works completely fine if when you have only one repo clone, but in my case there are multiple autopilot firmwares actually for the different versions. So I need to define the complete path. So let's see here. So I am in the main autopilot repo actually right now, wherever it is placed. So you need to run this command actually. Tools, in the tools you see Autotest. It is basically the dot slash tools, then Autotest, and there you will find the same vehicle script actually. You can also run the same vehicle directly when you log off and out and then log in back. So same vehicle, and then we need to pass some arguments, like first we need to define what type of vehicle we are going to use. So in our case this is the copter. You can also write the complete name Ardu copter. This is same actually, right? So that's up to copter. The first A and C letter are capital, and then we need to define what type of modules we want to use. So we will be using the console. It is the same as you see on the mission planner to visualize all of the data. So that's the console, and then we also need the map here. Okay, so these two are enough. So let's start. Okay, so it is started now. So that's the console. Actually it will print all of the necessity messages, and you can also see the different status here, like what's the altitude, here is the altitude and airspeed and etc etc. Mode is here for the arming. It is disarm, so that's the red color. When we will arm, the color will be changed. Okay, so pre-arm is good. So in our case we are not using any RC here, although we can integrate the RC as well, but for now it's totally simple case, so we will be shifting to the guided mode. So let's try the guided mode. Okay, so the guided mode needs a proper localization and the position estimation. So when you see that this argument, it means that the autopilot software in the loop gets the position estimation properly. So in our case that's good. So we are in the guided mode. Let's arm the drone now. For arm you need to use the arm throttle command. It will arm it, and you know that the autopilot arms the drone only for few seconds unless you use the RC. So for the next command we need to hurry actually. So next for the next command we will take off the drone by the defined altitude. So that these commands will work. The takeoff command will work only in the guided mode. So arm throttle, and then we need to take off by 10 meters. Okay, so that's the 2D actually, but here you can see the altitude is changing. This here, so altitude is changed. It will be 10 or 9, so our target altitude is 10 meter actually. Okay, so here you can see the drone. So in the guided mode, the beauty is that you can click on the map anywhere and pass the go to command. So let's move to here, fly to, and here you need to define the altitude. So in our case that's 10. You can also change here. So okay, so here the drone is moving, right? You can also move somewhere else. Let's try different altitude now, 15, and for the altitude change you can see here the drone is moving and also changing its altitude. Okay, so let's try the RTL mode now. So for the RTL mode, as we know that the first drone will move. In the real case actually it climbs to the RTL altitude. In our case we are already above the RTL altitude, so that's fine. So it moves RTL, and now it is landing actually. You can see how the altitude is changing here. It's decreasing actually. Okay, so it will be landed, and you will see the mode is RTL now. If we click here, we will also see the mode is RTL, and the drone is disarmed now. That's it. So that's our testing for the software in the loop setup actually. Now we will move to with the software in the loop with the gazebo. Thank you.